Hello, my name's David Heim, and today I'm going to show you how to begin a SketchUp model by tracing over a photograph. It's a technique called photo match. I'm going to be using the image of this shaker blanket chest, and it's a good example of the kind of photo you need to make photo match work properly. It's taken from roughly a 3/4 view, so you can see two sides. And it hasn't been cropped or resized in any way. If you work with something like an image from a magazine or a book, chances are it's cropped, and the vanishing points for the perspective probably won't work properly. So we've got a new SketchUp screen here, and the way to begin is by going to the File menu and Import. We'll choose the image we want, and down here make sure that you've chosen Use as New Matched Photo, not a texture, not an image. New Matched Photo, click Import. And as you can see, that brings in the photograph along with a whole bunch of lines that can be very confusing at first. Most of them you can ignore. First thing you do, though, is take these dashed lines, grab them with your mouse or your trackpad, and just position them over very strong lines or edges in the photo. And here I'm making sure that I get the little red and green handles overlapping. You can see that once you place one of these lines, all the other lines start to move. This is because what we're doing first is positioning the vanishing points for this perspective view. I'll just get one right across here at the top, and this is our final one. Get it over my little green line and then stretch it out along here. Next, we position the axis lines, these red, green, and blue lines that are common in all SketchUp drawings. Get them right over that point that's closest to the camera, like so. And then I can click Done in this Match Photo window. We don't need it, so we'll get rid of it. And as you can see, we've got axis lines positioned along the edges of the photo, and SketchUp has created a scene for this particular image. But of course I don't know what size it is, so the first thing I have to do is scale it. And I'm going to do that with the tape measure tool. The Match Photo feature gives you a grid that you can use, but it's kind of hard to use. This is a much simpler method. Just placed guidelines, as you can see, at the corners of the image. And now I'm going to click the tape measure from one guideline to another while I hold down the Option key. It'd be the Control key on a PC. As soon as I'm at the second guideline, I type in the dimension that I want. I do happen to know it's 42 inches left to right. And then I hit Return. SketchUp asks if I want to resize the model, and I say yes. Now I'll hit that Scene tab, and there is our image. You might ask, well, what if you don't know any of the dimensions in the photograph? You can take an educated guess. If you're doing a table, for instance, figure that the height is somewhere between 29 and 30 inches. If you don't know an overall dimension, you could take something like the ends of these dovetails, figure that the board is 3/4 of an inch thick, and do the scaling at that point. Whatever is going to work for you. You can always change the sizes in SketchUp, and photo match, frankly, is not a very precise technique because of the problems that you might encounter with the photograph. But it's better than nothing. And what I'm doing now, I'm getting ready to trace over part of this image. I'm going to start with the base, and I'm only going to do half of the front. That way I can copy and flip what I draw so that I get absolutely identical bracket feet left and right. I can also take the half that I draw, copy and rotate it, and use it for the side part of the base. That way I know I'll get bracket feet that are identical on all four corners. I'm also not going to worry about the molding here. You can add that later in SketchUp. So I'm just going to take the tape measure again, put in a guideline to mark the bottom edge there, and I'm taking a wild guess. I'm going to assume that the flat part of that base is 1 inch high. Placed another guideline there to mark that. Now I'm going to hit X-ray view. It'll just make things a little easier to see. And I'll take the rectangle tool, get it right down here where those 3 axis lines cross, and come right up here to my other guideline. I get a prompt that says intersection, tells me I'm in the right place. I've also changed the color of my line and made it heavier than normal, just so it's easier to see here laid over the photograph. Now I can just take the line tool and trace over the guidelines, switch to the 2-point arc tool and try to put a curve that's as close as I can get to the curve I see in the photo. And let's try that again. That didn't take. There we go, that's better. Now I can erase the lines that I don't need. Just highlight them with my arrow tool. And there, if I orbit away a little bit, there you can see the shape that I've drawn. Don't worry, the photograph hasn't gone away, it's just in hiding. I can use my push-pull tool now to make this 7/8 of an inch thick. That's what I decided the thickness of the base should be. And of course, before I go any further, I want to make this a component. That's rule 1 when you're working with SketchUp. You always work with components. Otherwise, you're just generating random lines and they'll always get in each other's way and you'll never get anywhere with SketchUp. I'll hit that Scene tab. And there you can see everything comes back into view. I'm going to put in one more line down here on my base. Come in another 7/8 of an inch from the edge. And that will help me get the other parts positioned properly. Doesn't have to be part of the... There we go. And we'll just get everything back in view now. Go back to my tape measure tool, work on the front. I'm going to get it right on that edge and come up here and put another guideline where the front seems to end and the top begins. And I'm going to just click on a corner here. Zoom up so you can see that better. Click on a corner right here and just come right up along that blue axis. That marks one edge of the front. I'll do the same thing over here. Again, I look for those prompts. Here it says intersection. That tells me I'm right where I want to be. I'm right up again like so. Now I can go back to my rectangle tool. This is a faster way of drawing a square. Come right back to that intersection and come back up here where my 2 guidelines cross. Like so. And there's you can see a shape for the front. I'm just orbiting around to make sure that it's in the right plane. Yeah, everything looks good. So I can make this 3/4 of an inch thick, and we'll make it a component as well. Now we'll go back to our standard view here. Put in one more guideline, start from the front of my front, right on that edge, and come back this way and try to hit that corner like that. That'll mark the edge for the side piece. And I want to put in another guideline Again, where the I'm going to get it right there at the top of my front piece. Now it's a simple matter of drawing in yet one more rectangle. Start over here. And we'll come up this way. Again, look for those prompts. When it says intersection, it means you're getting right at the point where two guidelines or two lines cross. And again, I want to orbit just to make sure I'm in the right plane. Yeah, that's looking good. So now I can make this 3/4 of an inch thick and make it a component as well. And we'll come back down like so. Now I'm done with the drawing. I'm done with the photograph. The three parts that I've created here using Photo Match are all that I need to do at this point, because I can make everything else that I need for this blanket chest either as part of one of these components or in relation to one of these components. And when I finish the model completely, it's going to look like something like this. We've got everything in place. All the drawers are fully detailed. Dovetails on all four corners. And I've also created an exploded view. It's got all the parts, including parts like the drawer runners and the divider between the two drawers and so on. All the things that you can't see from the photo, I've put into the model. And again, as I say, it's all based on things that I can create in relation to those three shapes that I drew using Photo Match. Give it a try. It can be a tricky technique to master, but once you do, I think you'll find it very useful, and I hope this helped. Thank you for watching.